Another day, another wonderful day, another beautiful day. Another fine day for us to get together and have conversations, for us to get together and talk and talk about some of those things we care about, talk about some of those things um, we have interest in, talk about some of those things, um, some of those things that really makes us feel like, wow, life is beautiful. It's worth being alive. It's worth living. I know this life was impromptu. We did not announce it. Yeah, I know this life was impromptu. We did not announce it. But yeah, we're just going to talk about football stuff. I'm hoping my co-host gets here on time. If not, we're just going to talk about what we can talk about. And then maybe right after that, we can open the phone lines for calls. We had a wonderful conversation yesterday. I was excited. I was happy with the things we talked about. Football, and people poured out their mind. People talked about how they felt about certain situations. And it feels nice to know our community is coming together closer and closer. And we are building a platform where we can come and share opinions, we can come and share ideas, we can come and share um, what we think, um, which is definitely what the vast majority probably thinks. Um, yeah, that is all we'll do. Even today, we are just going to look at some of the videos from the game, before the game, after the game. I'll just continue to talk about the national team. The national team, because you guys know, if our government is investing so much money in football, if our politicians are showing so much interest in football, I'm not only talking about politicians um, in Cameroon. People from all over are showing great interest in soccer. People from all over are showing great interest in football stars, wanting to associate with football stars and things like that. There's a reason why that's happening, and if we don't pay attention, we will not understand. Um, Remember, Biya became president of Cameroon in '82, and then 8 years later, he went to Italy, and we had that wonderful performance. By the way, he became president, and I think once he became president, we won, I think, two Nations Cup. I think '84. I don't remember the years, but I think we won two Nations Cup. And then right after that, '90, we went to the World Cup in Italy, and we did wonderful. And right after that, 10 years later, we won the Olympic gold medal. We won two Nations Cup. 10 years later, we were in South Africa for the World Cup. 7 years later, in 2017, we won the Nations Cup. And now there is this election that is coming up. Okay, something is not right. Something is not right. Yeah, there is this election that is coming up. And guess what? One second, please.
Hello, I am Dr. Vanetta Mwangela.
By the way, you know. So yeah, so I just wanted to make sure the life is on. Is it on? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Hello.
The volume is okay. Um so yeah, that is actually what is happening. We have a system. We see the president. So yeah, 2017, we won the Nations Cup, and then 2021, Eto'o became president of FE, of Football Association, and then 2025, we have an election that's coming up, and you see this guy acting like they're doing everything to, I don't know, they're doing everything to win the Nations Cup and qualify again for the World Cup. By the way, we've had so many participations in the World Cup. I think eight. I think 8 participations, because in the 80s, I think we had one 92, 94, 3, 98, 4, or 2002, 5. We skipped 2006, 2010, 6, um, 2010. I think we skipped 2014, no, 2014 also, and then I think we skipped 2018, and then we did, I think, the last one that just happened. So if you look at the way things are happening, football is playing a major role, whether we like it or not. Football is playing a major role within our community. It's either someone is using it to push our people, to manipulate our people, or football itself has just decided, okay, this is the role I'm going to play, to cajole the people, to control them, and to do whatever I want. That's the reason why we talk about football. That's the reason why we sit here, and I want us to have these conversations, to look at these things, to look at what is happening. Why is this happening? Why is this happening like this? Why is that one happening like this? Why? That's just it. Yeah. So, like I said, we had a game against Libya. There was first the game against Eswatini. Eswatini, we used to be former Swaziland, and from our small research, I think I don't know if it's beside South Africa or it's even inside South Africa, because I know Swaziland used to belong to, it'll be in South Africa or something. At the end of the day, they're existing and they're interested in football, and they're doing so well, even though if you look at the group table, the group table for Group D, I think they're at the bottom. But the fact that they had a draw game in Cameroon, in their country, will excite them. We encourage them to pump more money into the system. We encourage them to want to develop their players. We encourage them to feel that, oh, if we can play a draw against a big nation like Cameroon, it means we can actually do better. Yeah, like I said, the goal of this segment, the goal of us talking about football every now and then, the goal of us wanting to know what is happening about football, wanting to know about how it's happening and things like that, is just to do what? To educate us. I've learned a lot of things just having these conversations. I've learned a lot of things just talking to people. I've learned a lot of things just sitting here and asking people questions, not only with football, with many other things. And that's just the goal of Toridey. The goal of Toridey is simple, looking for how we can start conversations that we are not only going to learn from these conversations, but also use this conversation to start conversations, and not just start conversations, but also build our community. So build a positive community. That's just the goal. I remember so many years ago when I was still playing, I sat down in my room that one day, my hotel room in Gawa, and that was when I decided I was going to do something like Toridi, because I looked back, and I was talented. I was not bad. People felt like, okay, he's good. But I knew people, I knew guys who were far more talented than me. I knew guys who were super talented than me. So I was asking myself the question, why did these friends, why did these brothers, why did these people I grew up with who were far more talented than me, why is it that most of them never had the chance to play the first division league like I was playing? I was in Garoua because we were playing against Cotton Sport. That was a question I was asking myself that particular day. And after thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, I concluded that um, I was privileged. I was privy to certain conversations. I was privy to certain information, and right after that, maybe I acted on this information. That was why I was actually where I was. It was not because I was super talented. It was not because I was too hardworking. It was not because of many other factors, like people usually think. For me, I felt like the base, the foundation, the bottom line of this um it was always going to be you having the information. So while I sat there, I was asking myself, so what can you actually do now as Nasako? What can you do as Nasako to make sure that the people who are coming after you, the younger ones, are not going to face this same challenge that your friends and your family members and some persons face that kind of like slow them from actually exploiting their talent, their God-given talent. So that was when I decided if I should do anything, I think it should be creating a platform where we can come together and have conversations, where we can come together and sit and just talk, where I can talk people and interview them and just talk to them about their life, about their career, about our community. So this way we put this information somewhere. So someone someday, doesn't really matter who they are, where they are, can dig into this information and make use of it the way they want. Um, I feel like we've had so many wonderful persons. I feel like our community has had so many wonderful persons, and some of these persons are living already. You want to talk about Fonvi Imukete, you want to talk about the fun of Bamenda, you want to talk about Nijon Fundi, you want to talk about the guy who was, I think, Bishop, or no, it's not Kia, not Desmond Tutu, the one in Cameroon, the Catholic guy who was popular. And you want to talk about these wonderful guys. Most of them are living already. The question I've been asking myself is, they are living now, and did they actually leave us with anything? Did they actually leave us with any documentation? Did they actually write books? Did they actually tell their stories in videos, in interviews, in different things? Yes, if you go out there, you see videos of Nijon Fundi. You go out there, you see interviews of V.E. Mukete. If you go out there, you see this and that of these persons. Was that enough? Did they actually document these persons to the best? Now, besides these persons I've mentioned, is it possible that we had many other persons in the community? Maybe your dad, maybe my dad, maybe my grandfather, maybe your grandfather, maybe your mom, maybe your grandmom. Is it possible that we had other people in the community which, if these persons were documented, maybe this information would have been used with time to continue building our community? The answer for me is yes. I know wonderful persons. I know wonderful persons, beautiful people who were so smart, were so loaded with information, had something to contribute to the community. Maybe they contributed just to our immediate community, which was maybe my quartier or our village. But guess what? If this information was documented, if these persons were documented to the maximum, these informations would have been used maybe around the country or around the continent or around the world to better the world. But most of these persons left actually without documenting anything about them. So I think that was one of my concerns. That was why I started Toridey. And people look at it like, oh, Toridey, why you interview everyone? You interview the big names, you interview the small names, you interview the nobodies, you interview the somebodies. You yourself, you're first of all a nobody. And why you should only focus on? I say no. With my experience, I've lived long enough to at least have an experience. With my experience, everyone has something to contribute. Everyone has something to contribute to the community, whether we like it or not. Doesn't matter how big. Doesn't matter how big you think they are, or how small you think they are, or how big they think they are, or how small they even think they are. Everyone has something to contribute. That's probably the reason why we have 5 fingers that are not equal. It looks like they are not equal. But if you start looking at their different roles, then you get to realize that they are equal. It's like that everywhere. It's like that everywhere. That's how nature has made life. You are called a man because you have this particular thing that qualifies you as a man. This other person is called a woman because they have this particular thing that qualifies them as a woman. And if you bring this thing and this thing together, guess what? It gives you something magical, something beautiful can come out of it. So that's just how I look at life. It doesn't matter how low you look at yourself. It doesn't matter what you think you are. It doesn't matter. I feel like everyone has something wonderful they can contribute to the community. Explains why Jesus was like, hey, you guys, you don't like going to this guy's house because you guys look at him like he's a tax collector, he's a bad guy, he's taking your money. But that's where I want to go feed. That's probably the reason why one point in time, when this lady came with the expensive perfume or oil and was pouring on Jesus's leg, and these people were like, why are you doing that? You should have so. And Jesus was like, is that how you guys look at it? And so, yeah, for me, that's the mindset. I feel like Toridey is a platform where everyone should have a say. Everyone can have a say. Everyone can come in and contribute. Everyone can come in and share their own ideas. Everyone can come in and just let us know what they think, how they look at things. Now, sometimes it can be controversial. It can be controversial because I have very strong opinion. I have very strong the way I look at certain things, I don't joke with them. I'm cultured. I grew up a certain way. Might not be the best, might not be the ways every other person grew up, but at least I have that foundation that the world kind of like feels like that is just the best way to go about things. And you need to be honest, you need to be humble, you need to be community oriented, you need to be honest again, you need to be honest again, you need to be sincere, and things like that. Favoritism or any of the tism should not be something that you prioritize or you practice. um that's just it. That's why I do Toridey. That's why I started Toridey. That's why right now, what we're doing with Toridey is going around and um, yeah, people opinion don't count here if what you're saying is not verifiable, if what you're saying is not true. Like I said, I am one very, very honest person. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. When you are saying something, when you're trying to manipulate opinion, when you're trying to, I know, especially with whatever is going on in our community right now, I know who stands where. It's as simple as that. So when you come here and you're trying to push this narrative that is false, that is manipulative, that is not true, I'll not sit here and allow people to use my platform to to derail our community. That was not why this platform was created. This platform was created for honesty, for sincerity, and everything. I'll tell you guys one thing that you probably don't know. Like I keep saying, I used to be a footballer and I was at my own small level talented. People feel like I was good. But for some reason, when all my friends were called up to the national team, all my friends are, when I say my friends, the guys who grew up with, the guys who were as talented as me, and all of them had the chance to play for the national team, Cameroon national team, except me, except me. And I know why. I know why it never happened. So that is why any system, any mindset, anything in our community that is going to stop some person from doing what they were supposed to do or getting what they were supposed to get, I don't laugh about it. I don't. I don't. Toridey is a place of opinions, but you will not come here with false narratives because I know they do that a lot. They do that a lot. Do you know how many people reach out to me inbox with information that is wrong, that is faulty? Do you know how many people reach out to me on WhatsApp with information they know very well this is false, but they'll just bring it up to you and they say, "Oh, Toridey, this is breaking news. If you can put this out on your platform, it's going to go viral and this and that." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you. Give me the information." They give me the information. I go and I vet and I go and I verify and I go and I come back and I say, "Sorry, I don't think I want to use that information." That's it. I'll give you a simple example. Yesterday, someone called me. Someone who is a Toridey person, follows Toridey, educated. Let me say educated, learned. Somebody who speaks to them on the phone, I was like, wow, I think I like this guy. They were telling me about, hey, have you bothered to check Abubakar's page on Facebook? He's been posting certain things. It seems like he's regretting and things like that. So immediately I went to Facebook and I typed Abubakar and Abubakar official popped up. That account has 89,000 followers. And the account has been making post upon post upon post upon post. Let me say representing Abubakar. But when I went through the account, the first thing on my mind was, I'm not sure this is Abubakar. Because the account is used more like a blog, like they're just posting back to back to back to back. And if you look at even the content they are posting, like I just looked at it, but guess what? There was so many things on that account I would have used and talked as if it was actually Abubakar was posting. The fact that Abubakar is even allowing a fake account to run around with 89,000 followers, I don't even know what he's thinking. So if I was just going by what my friend was showing me, like, hey, this is Abubakar's account, look at the things he's been posting, posting a picture of, he posted something about, oh, our training prim for a Swatini game has not been paid up to now, and posted a picture of Mele Kombi and Samuel Eto'o greeting each other. I'm just like, so that is the thing with me. I will not. I do my research every day. I have my ears on the ground. Trust me, when people come onto it, that's the reason why I usually ask questions. When somebody says something, I make it a habit to ask them follow-up questions. I make it a habit. Once you say something and I feel like, okay, this thing is not legit, this thing is not, I just ask you follow-up questions. I'll give you an example of one of our brothers yesterday who called and was insisting that Eto'o should resign. Oh, Eto'o should resign. Oh, Eto'o should resign. Oh, Eto'o should resign. Oh, Eto'o should resign. And I was like, okay, so why do you think Eto'o should resign? Oh, because he did an interview so many years ago, and he said in that interview that if he was in the place of Iyam Mohammed and all the back and forth Iyam Mohammed was going through, he would have resigned. Just imagine how myopic people can think. So because someone said something 10 years ago, you don't think that maybe they have grown to understand things better? And that was the only reason. And once I said, why are you only calling on Eto'o to resign? Because according to you, things are not going the way you want. Why are you not calling on the minister to resign? Because he actually, up to date, has not delivered Olembe Stadium to Cameroonians. For some reason, the Nations Cup in 2021 was almost snatched from our hands, if not of Eto'o, who stepped in and put the pressure and did everything he did. The minister himself came out and said it was about Eto'o. Eto'o was the one who fought. So what I'm just trying to say is this platform is for everybody to put out their opinion, but I'm not going to tolerate fake opinions. I'm not going to tolerate. I remember the other day we did a video with my co-host, and he said something. It's not even like what he said was not really accurate. But then later on with more information, we realized that, okay, we did not really word it the way we were supposed to word it. When we came back here, that was the first thing he addressed. That was the first thing he addressed. Hey, I said this about this, and this, and this. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It's not like the information was wrong, but this is how I was supposed to put it. That is me. I'm not doing this because I'm looking for viral videos. I'm not doing this because I'm looking for popularity. I'm not doing this because, no, I'm doing this because I wanted to give back to my community. I'm doing this because I remember vividly that specific day in my room, and I felt like my community has given me enough, a lot. What can I do if I need to give back to I did not have money. I felt like this was the only thing I could do. Create a platform where, and that was why I started it even before I came to America. You guys see Toridey today. This is a project that's been running now for close to 15 years. I started Toridey with a phone, just a simple phone. What am I even talking about a phone? Just a book, a ledger, where I will go and sit and I'll ask people questions and they'll answer, and I will write them down, and then I'll transcribe them and I'll post on social media. I'm telling you, this was about 15 years ago. I'll have a conversation with somebody for 1 hour. I will write the answers and stuff. Whatever people are calling blogging right now, that's what I was doing. Did not even know that I was blogging. I'll write down these answers, have this conversation with these persons for 1 hour. I was just talking to random persons. I had a chance to talk to people like Nasako Ninko. Had a chance to talk to people like Sukandoki Mukete, who back then was the secretary, I think the Secretary General of FECAFOOD or something. So I've had opportunity to talk to wonderful persons, wonderful persons. Doesn't matter where they're coming from. Didn't matter if they were from. You guys have noticed this is one of the only platforms in our community that is trying to make sure the Francophones have a representation and the Anglophones have a representation. One of the few. I'm not talking about the traditional media. I'm talking about just something on social media. This is one of the few that is making everything possible to make sure the Francophones have what are you telling me about? It's never about a tool. It's never about a minute. It's about our community. It's about our community. And when I say our community, some people at some point in time want to feel like, oh, maybe he's talking about Kumba because that's where he's from. Or maybe he's talking about Kumba because that's where he's from. Maybe he's talking about Oroko people because that's where. Oh, maybe he's talking about Anglophones because that's where. Oh, maybe he's talking about Cameroon or maybe he's talking about Africa. No, when I talk about our community, I'm talking about a group of people who want to be honest, who want to be sincere, who are looking after each other, who just feels like people should get certain things because they merit it. People should get certain things because they worked for it. Not a system where, like in Cameroon, things were handed out to people because they know this person or they know that person or they know this person or they know this person. People can do whatever they want to do because they feel like they are the minister or they are this person or like that was the reason why so many of us did not actually achieve what we wanted to achieve. Yeah. So many of us had no chance because we probably did not have an uncle that was a millionaire to pay for our space, because we probably did not know an uncle that was working in the presidency or whatever to help us get entry into this and that. We can sit here all day and I explain. And some people are never going to want to listen or even want to buy the idea because I know what they're thinking. I'll tell you guys something. In 2016, when the whole bullshit that started in Northwest and Southwest, when it started, you know how much pressure I was under to use my platform to promote things like that? Oh, you are Anglophone. Oh, you are this. Oh, you are that. Oh, no. At one point in time, when they realized it was not working, they started with threats. Oh, we are going to do this to your family house. We know your family house. You are from Kumba. You stay at this, and oh, we know your brothers. We know your sister. Oh, they said all type of things. And I said, no, it's not going to work like that. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. I don't know much about history, but at least I had conversations with my great-grandfather, with my grandfather, and he told me things. He told me simple things. Listen to the way you speak. Listen to the way this person speaks. Is it not the same? Yes, that is the same. So that tells you that these people have the same blood, in as much as these ones are speaking French and these ones are speaking English. Listen to the way this person speak and listen to the way this person speak. Don't they sound the same? Look at the way they dress. Look at the way they eat. Don't they sound the same? I say, yes, Daddy. Now ask yourself, why is it that these ones are speaking French and these ones are speaking English? By the way, do you know where French and English came from? I was like, yeah, you told me that it was the colonial masters who brought the language. And I said, yeah. He said, so just imagine, before they came, we had our own languages. We had our own food. We had everything for us. Then they came and imposed their culture on us. And they imposed their culture, and to make us weak, they decided to split us. So why do you think we should focus on their mentality? Why do you think we should focus on what they think is good for us instead of focusing on what we think is good for us as a people? It's basic. I don't need too much. I don't need to know about all this. No. So these guys, they did everything. My friends, my childhood friends, people I grew up with in Kumba, were threatening me, were saying things. You do all kind of saying all kinds of things. But I did not care. One thing I always try to do is be honest. Most of you probably started following Toridey maybe yesterday or the day before yesterday or whatever. I don't know. But trust me, any person who knows me knows if a Tofis did something that was not good, I'll say. Even yesterday during the show, I said it. A Tofis was chaotic in 2010. In as much as he was the captain, in as much as I understood what he was trying to do. But sometimes I feel like, okay, you would have maybe a little bit just listen to the other person, try to accommodate. If he does something that is wrong, I'll call him out. The same way if any other person is doing something that is wrong, I'll call them out. The situation between the ministry and Fecafoot, it's obvious. 2014, we had a decree. 2015, we had a convention. Do you guys know at the moment right now that we are talking, Fecafoot has already submitted a review of that 2015 convention to the ministry, and they're acting like they don't care. You guys saw the video today where the minister was doing a toast and blah, 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 and you heard someone saying, I don't know if it was him or someone in the group was saying, oh, on a prilatanier and this and that and that. Football is just one of the many sporting disciplines that they have under the ministry. Go look at every other ministry or every other discipline and see what is happening over there. It's chaos, 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 chaos. So, Mr. Bonge Martins, calm down, take a drink. If you want to share opinions on Toridey, you better verify them. If you don't verify them, I'll call you out. I'll tell it to you. For right away, my platform is not going to be that platform where people will come and start pushing narratives. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'll never allow that to happen because you will not even allow me to do that. You will not allow me to start pushing narrative because I'm favoring a Tofis or because somebody is paying me to say no. You will not like it. You will not like it. Even though any person, we had our wonderful brother yesterday, Ajab. Wonderful, extremely smart person, very knowledgeable person, especially when it comes to football. He would tell you things about Cameroonian football without going to his books or even no. It just comes. He will give you the numbers and. But guess what? I asked him to give me 3 things. 3 things that Eto'o has done bad ever since Eto'o started managing Fecafoot. This is close to 4 years now. This is somebody who's very, very knowledgeable. I said, give me 3 things. They said, the only number one, Eto'o hired Rigobert Song. I feel like that was a bad decision. I said, yeah, that's true. Let's consider that's 1. Give me 2 others to make it 3. We stayed there for some time and I was just like, you know what, let's move on. That is the thing. Most people ask them, what has Eto'o done that was bad? The other guy who called was trying to talk about the Coq Sportif thing. And my brother here, Innocent, explained to him. Do you think if Coq Sportif had a good case against Fecafoot, it would have taken them 3 years now since Eto'o is still got to office? If they had a good case, do you think it would have taken them this long? Coq Sportif is not just anybody. They can hire the best lawyer on earth and just get this thing done with. Why is it still dragging? They are filed for bankruptcy. It shows you the kind of company they are. They are filed for bankruptcy. When people like One Sport, people like 14 are still here and existing, they are filed for bankruptcy. What I'm just saying is, it is okay for you to come here and we have conversations, but come here with facts. Come here with information that is verifiable. The same thing I try to do. If I say something and then I even go back and realize, okay, because that's the thing. If I allow you come here and say certain things and I don't verify, or I let my people, my followers know that, hey, whatever this guy is saying is faulty, then guess what? I'm not using my platform to build. I've created a platform that people can actually use to continue destroying our community. Just like when whatever happened in 2016 happened, so many blogs in our community were just picking news that whoever was giving, manipulating them, and they were just posting. Me and you know the consequences. I had a few videos I just wanted to play, especially about the game from yesterday. And then I'll just share an idea or two about the whole thing. I was hoping to have my guests, my co-host, but I think they are probably busy or something. Let us start with this video. Okay, so that was a video. The match Cameroon is Swantin. That was Onana left his goal post and there was a free kick, and he came and he was actually trying to position you and me on how to do it. This is somebody who's a goalkeeper. This is somebody who has never scored a free kick. This is somebody who has never taken a free kick or anything. And then somebody like Buemo is on the ball, Abubakar is on the ball, and you come and in front of how many people were watching, it doesn't really matter. It was live. The game was broadcasted live. You're telling them things to do right there as if you are the coach. As if you I don't know. And when I said that was wrong, so many people felt like, oh, not even so many people, the people who are always on an advocate. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, okay, cool. That is straight out wrong. Straight out wrong. This is football. People have responsibilities. When it's your turn, do what you have to do and let the other person do what they can do. So that one is a video of Cameroonians at the 14 shop in, I don't know if it's in Yaoundé. I think it should be in Yaoundé. On the day they started selling the jerseys, and I think Eto'o was there to buy the first jersey or something, and people were just excited. And I think I should say I like the way Cameroonians are excited about the team. They still have that burning desire, but then we're seeing the population reduce. We're seeing the love for the team, the love for the game. We're seeing it reduce, but I still like the way some persons are pushing. And I feel like that is one thing we are struggling with right now. People are struggling between supporting this team to win, because some people feel like because the ministry is intervening, we should just allow the team to fail so they can be blamed outrightly. And so others feel like, oh, if we allow the team to fail, this is a generation of the Christopher Who's, the Balebas, the Chindo Jumbo schools, who will not have an opportunity to play the next World Cup just because we wanted them to fail so we can pin the blame on the ministry. So people's way of looking at everything is just split, and some people feel like, oh, I don't want to support them. But me, I'll tell people to continue supporting, continue vouching for them, continue praying for them, continue clapping for them. I think not long from now, the solution, a good solution, a sustainable solution is going to be out there.
Wrapping over Zambo and Gisa in the side.
That is a video of Zambo Anguissa and the coach. Now, what is actually funny is, if you look at the video, let me show you the video again. No, let me first of all say what I wanted to say. What is funny is the fact that this is Zambo Anguissa and the coach. On the contrary, Zambo Anguissa is the one who is showing, I don't know if he's giving instructions or, but he's kind of like showing, I don't like, he's the one who is telling, giving some tactical, I don't know. Let's just look at the video again.
Wrapping over Zambo and Gisa in the side.
Maybe these two should play like this. So Zambo Anguissa is the one actually tactically giving instructions to the coach on how things should be managed. And this is a coach we did not only hire. I heard that they have paid him all his salary already. Everything that he's due has been paid already. And now we understand why he's insisting for his personal assistant to have a seat on the bench. Because he's that empty, doesn't know anything. Why did we hire him? Means we did not even vet him. We did not even do our research. Like people say, they probably hire him for something else. And now he doesn't have any choice to coach a team, knowing fully well that was not even why he was hired.
Of course, the Minister of Sports and Physical Education rules right there. Isn't Gaji okay? It's really in pain. They're laughing at the barista.
So that was Ngade during the game, 83 minutes, a long ball from the Libyan player, and then he stretched himself and then falls down, and then he's cramping or something, and then Onana come and he's doing the medical whatever. By the way, it seems like Onana and Gade, they have that wonderful relationship. We saw during the press conference when Gade actually pushed the envelope to Abubakar. For some reason, everywhere was hot. I don't know if it was hot because of what they were about to do, or actually the AC in that room was not working. But then because he was hot, he wanted something to wipe his sweat or clean his face or something. And Abubakar gave him his personal towel. That is some good hygiene though. However, that is Ngade. Once again, the relationship between him and Abubakar is obvious. Him and Onana is obvious. But the question I wanted to ask is, these guys came back from South Africa. They've had, I think, 2 or 3 days to rest. And Ngade is playing just one game. 80th minute, 83rd minute, and you're having cramps, and is he aging already? Is he getting older? Is he somebody we can really count on? Remember, that's not the only thing he did. There was another part of the game where he did not only foul this attacker, he actually caught the ball with his hands. When I was growing up, I think my coach, Sadi Jean-Pierre, he's so rest in peace, had told me one time that, because I was really good with tackling and recuperating balls and stuff like that. And I was so excited. I was so happy I'm doing that. I'm like, and then one day he called me and he told me, you seem like you really like this tackling thing and stuff. I said, yeah. He told me I don't like it. He didn't want to know why I don't like it. I said, yes, coach. He said, the only reason you're doing that is because you are always late. If you were there at the right time, if you had paid attention and read the game and everything, you will not even have to tackle because you actually be where the action is taking place. The people only tackle because they're trying to correct a mistake that they made that put them behind the player. That was the same thing that happened with Gade. And if you look at I think we have the video. I'll try to play the video later on. But yeah, so goes to show us that show you guys that he's getting old, which is something we're talking about already. Ngadu, Abubakar. I don't even think they can play the next game in 6 months. Which teams are they playing for? What were their qualities? How are they actually doing with their club sides? Remember, there was a time in the national team we had a striker who had about 20 goals in Spain and was coming to play for us. We had players who were playing for Real Madrid and Chelsea, and they were titulaire and they were coming to play for us. We had players who were playing for Parma and Boulogne and all these big clubs in France, Lyon, and they were titulaire. In Arsenal, they were titulaire players. They were playing Champions League. At one point in time, to the Champions League, we had about 6, 7, 8, or even 10 players, and they were playing for us. And these guys were still young. Most of them were in their 20s and stuff like that. Nowadays, we are left to rely on players who are 33 and above. They are not even performing. They are not even playing for top clubs. I remember, I think yesterday someone was saying, "Oh, but Cristiano Ronaldo is 40 and he's still playing. Messi is this, is that, and he's playing." Bro, you're talking about geniuses. You're talking about people who, when they were 33, they were doing magic. They were not showing signs of age. They were not showing signs of. They were at 33, at 32, 33, 34. They were still looking like some football gods. They were scoring for big clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid and things like that. You're trying to compare these guys with somebody who at 33 is playing for a small club, and it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Victoire des lions indomptables et aux bénédictions qui doivent pleuvoir sur le Cameroun derrière le président de la République, son excellence Paul Biya, le premier sportif camerounais et le père de tous les Camerounais, le grand mendiant de la paix, l'inspirateur de toutes les grandes victoires de notre pays. Buvons à la gloire de Marc Brice et de ses valeureux poulains des lions indomptables.
So that is one that is one thing that happens again and again in Cameroon that I really don't like. The fact that everything is redirected to the president. I'll not blame them though. They know their relationship that they have. They know the power that he has in everything. What baffles me about this video is since when did Cameroon, the Cameroon of Roger Milla, the Cameroon of Thomas Nkono, the Cameroon of Samuel Eto'o, we are celebrating winning a game against Libya in Cameroon. If you look at that game, there were so many opportunities, so many. Normally, we were not supposed to win that game, to be honest with you guys. Libya had about 2 chances that were supposed to be considered penalty. Or Cameroon, we were supposed to have a red card or something. Even the goal that was cancelled, the goal that was disallowed, was actually a good goal because the person actually that was considered offside was not even influencing the game. It's not like the ball got to him or the ball got past him and then to another person. No, the ball did not even get to him. But they get as he did. The point I'm trying to make is we have gotten so low because some group of persons who don't know anything about football are trying to manage football, are trying to give people the mentality that, oh, we are doing so well that we get to celebrate a win against Libya in our country. Like I said yesterday, we have never found ourselves in that position. I'm talking about a position where we are even paying attention to these group stages, these group games. We are going to play Eswatini. Everyone knows that we are going to play them. And we're even doubting if we'll win or no. Back in the days, you don't even know they're going to play in Eswatini. Maybe you're passing somewhere and then you hear CRTV and then you go there and Cameroon is playing. And then you look at the scoreboard, it's already 2-0 in South Africa. But because we have, like I said, we have a group of persons who are doing everything to drag the country down or to drag a particular individual down because they feel like if he comes up and do what he really wants to do, it will put him in a place where we might have the George Weah situation in Cameroon. We have seen people already come out to say, hey, we think you can run for president, we think you can. So they just want to, in somehow, destroy his administrative career, to just discredit him. Like I said, this guy has not done anything wrong. When I say anything, I mean, if you're watching, you can go in the comment section and tell me 3 things that he has done wrong ever since he became the president of ICAFOOT. 3 things that he has done wrong. Comment section. So that was your Minister of Sports and I think Physical Education celebrating the game against Libya. That's how low we have gotten. That's how low we've gone. So some people argue that was a penalty. I don't know why the ref didn't call it. Maybe it was too fast. Another thing I don't even know is if they are using the VAR situation. So many funny things happened during that game. So many funny things happened in that game, and I feel like the Libyans, they left thinking, okay, these guys maybe the ref was with them, but that's football. I will not stand here to say, oh, we cheated them or anything. No. Sometimes football will go that way. Where I remember in 1998, where Oman Big scored, I think it was Oman, either Oman or Mbuma, I think it was Oman. He scored 2 goals, I think, against Chile. 2 goals that would have helped us win the game and maybe qualify to the next round. But these goals were disallowed. If you look at the positioning and everything, till date, we still doubt if the ref knew what they were doing. I remember in when you watch, I think the 1990 World Cup, the game against England, we felt like we were cheated. We felt like we were eliminated because they just did not want us to go to the semi-finals and maybe the finals and things like that. So for me, what I always tell people is cheating is part of it. No, it's not even cheating. Bad refereeing is part of the game. You can have situations like this, but yet you still go ahead to score 4 goals. We saw the World Cup. Till date, people are still analyzing and slowing down videos and things like that. there's so many mistakes that happened during the World Cup, right? But then permitted Argentina to win. So I'll not sit here to say, oh, the ref was playing for Cameroon. Sometimes it happens. We saw the other time, I think it was the Nations Cup, where the ref actually stopped the game at the 70th minute. If I remember very well, that was what happened. He stopped the game. He ended the game at the 70th minute. And then after a few, some consultation, they realized, okay, something was wrong with him. I think they continued the game with another ref, or they rescheduled the game or something, but you never know. We are humans. Someone can show up healthy, and during the game, maybe because of some pressure, because of whatever, they lose it, and then they start doing some things that are funny. So I will not even blame this on Cameroonians or any person. But if you look to call it a foul.
Fresh team, a new period in their quite young footballing history, and this is all a bit chaotic now. A third yellow for Cameroon, this time for Michael Ngadu, so both of their centre-backs now. And that's about as easy a decision as Abu Giletom will have to make.
I don't know what to say, but I don't know why he did that, but he did it. And yeah, I don't know why. Like I said, look at the other game, the other video we watched, where he was alone, played the ball, and then fell, and then he was tired. Look at what he did here. That's not just, it's just somebody who is tired, and not just tired, they're probably aging already. And now, if you want to start saying, hey, he needs to leave the team, or he doesn't really need to start, yeah, he's hoping he will play the World Cup. That's why he's doing whatever he's doing with Abubakar to continue creating chaos.
Gars, vos téléphones devant là, vont me déranger, pardon. Sinon, on aura tous envie d'aller devant.
Le dernier, ferme la porte, s'il vous plaît.
La secrétaire, va, tout le monde fait la sécurité. Tout le monde derrière nous, s'il vous plaît. On va chercher une place. André, tu es ici.
Sera faite dans quelques instants par bon, c'est un qui va décider
Bro, c'est two page. C'est two page, and so oh god, that's just funny. That's just funny. What else? I think we have a few more videos.
L'image n'est pas passée inaperçue au stade Omnisport Amadou Ahidjo de Yaoundé. Privé une fois encore de son assistant sur le banc de touche, Marc Brice envoie Christophe Manouvrier, le préparateur physique des Lions indomptables, recueillir sa lecture du jeu auprès de Joachim Mononga, non accrédité et retenu dans les vestiaires. Une fois les observations et les informations reçues, Manouvrier se charge de les communiquer à Marc Brice, debout à la main courante.
So what actually is happening there is the coach is actually coaching the team, and the assistant, his personal assistant, is the one giving instructions to the physical trainer to go tell him what to do. So apparently, the person who we hired as a coach, we hired probably somebody with just that face. Probably because we just needed someone with a face. The person who's probably the real coach, who's actually the one coaching the team, is actually the one who I've decided is going to sit on the grading. I ask my opinion, they are going to work like that. He's never, if you ask my opinion, he's never going to sit on the bench, especially if the person who we hired as a coach continues to degrade others, continue to be mean to Ntongo Pile and Pago, is trying not to give them the opportunity that the federation has given them. Yeah, he will continue to stay there. That's what I think. For me, even if I feel like he doesn't even deserve to sit on the bench. He's Mark Brice's personal assistant. He is not the coach adjoint of the national team. We did not hire a coach and an adjoint. We hired just a coach. If the coach decides to have an assistant, they can do whatever they want to do on the training ground, do whatever they want to do inside the locker room. But then when we come to the field, we want to see just the coach on the bench. It's a pity. It's a pity we don't. And people still look at things like that and they're like, it's okay. Go look at the qualifications of the guy who is considered the assistant. Go look at his qualifications. Go look at his palmarès. He doesn't have anything better than Tungu Pile. So we actually kicked Song out just because we wanted to bring in people who are not even as qualified as Rigobert Song. Look at even their style of play. Besides the fact that they have new players, they have better players, they have more technical players. Look at their style of play. Long balls, long balls, long balls, long. The same thing Song was doing. They're only making crosses. The same thing Rigobert Song was doing. But if you want to say or talk about it, Cameroon just go, oh no, he did that, you're jealous, you did it, that. That was a goal against Cameroon, the Libyan goal. And if you see the video, Onana is angry, he's frustrated, he's blaming someone. If I open my mouth talk about Onana, Onana will hit me. The more just continue to see what it happen. Yeah, more just continue to see what it happen. But if I open my mouth talk about it, that will hit me. There was a goal that was disallowed. That video game when I see him. When I look place where the ball pass. Inside 5.5. Inside 5.5, I think if goalkeeper make 2 steps, he go come out catch that ball. Onana stay for pool. The same goal where they disallow and where they head and enter, now the same thing. Inside 5.5, goalkeeper stay for pool. They head the ball, enter. And then you turn, the first thing you start blaming someone.
قد يفعلونها اليوم في ملعب المنتخب الكاميروني ولكن كرة في زاوية ومراد في زاوية ولكن والله مراد تصدى لكرة قبل صافرة مباراة تم.
Going to be the highlights for the game. We don't really need to talk anything. I say anything about that. Yeah, I like the new equipment. It looks simple, it looks okay, it looks good. All in all, I just think things are getting better. At least we not get the situation now they fight Savid Augusti, who they go pick player for airport, and most of these things. In as much as the ministry they still continue for intervene. The ministry only role we can forget about that team now the financial aspect. That is what the 2015 convention stipulates. So they have decided They will continue to do whatever they want. A good reason why they're drinking is drinking with friends, and they're saying ona dan latanya or ona latanya, like they have a grip of the team. By the way, at this moment, there's so many scandals about that team. The fact that they're not paying them through bank accounts, they're paying them cash. I don't know why in 2025 you want to be playing professional players with physical notes. Not just that, FICAFU put out a communique the other day asking for the ministry to show proof of payment that they claim they have made to Conceição, because FIFA wants it. If not, FIFA is still going to consider we have not paid him, and they're probably going to deduct points from us. We're waiting for them to send the proof. What other thing? Yeah, there's this affair of Twami Uru. I don't know who came up with. I don't know, but there's this talk about Twami Uru, whatever. It's like that is how much people are using to buy their spot in the national team now. I don't know if that's true. But for that particular one, it don't always be there. It don't always be there. But we hope say for it to a time, it will be, because at least we'll put in place a system or a structure where if you prevent things like that. But unfortunately, it's happening. Thank you guys. Thank everybody who watched. Let's do this again tomorrow. Thank you now.